have these two guys. Who we have? We got Gage
and Jonath.
And Jonath. All right.
Guys, how y'all doing?
Yo.
Hey, what's going on?
There they are. There's Gage. There's Jonath. Welcome,
We
gentlemen.
see Gage. We only kind of see like Jonath's
You see,
shoulder.
like,
There you go.
Jonas.
There you go. How's things going out there in New York?
Cold.
Besides cold, everything's just like, you know, everybody's trying to stay safe. Everybody's locking up and everything. So besides that, everything's pretty much normal. It's a day by day thing.
Yeah.
So how is it? You know, it must be fun. Have you had an opportunity to fight with this many teammates on one card?
No, but my last card I fought on back, I believe in October, I had 4 teammates on the card. So it was just like really something. But these guys are really more under my wing because I brought them, like, when they first started training, they wasn't really assigned to a camp. So This is the first time that I actually get to fight alongside them against basically what y'all was saying, against guys from another camp. So to me, that's like pretty interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. And what's fun about this is, again, we talk about MMA as a sport. From the outside looking in, people are like, oh, it's fighting. But I always say this is no different than, like, you know, competing in any other sport, whether it be basketball, hockey, baseball, football, like grabbing a couple buddies that you compete with and be like, hey, you want to go on the basketball court and play basketball? And that's the same thing with MMA. It's like, it's just a sport and you're competing. But from the outside looking in, it's like, well, you punch each other in the face. Where I'm going with this is that Brandon and Gage kind of made this fight through like connections in the community. When Brandon was covering a fight that Gage was fighting on, they had some conversation afterwards. They're like, hey, listen, I'm looking to fight. Hey, you know, it'd be an honor to fight you. And they kind of just put this together themselves.
Yeah, that was going to be my question for you. It was the backstory to how this fight came about. So if you don't mind explaining from your point of view exactly how you heard of Cage Titans and got offered the fight.
Actually, that was kind of crazy because, like, I was already preparing for like one of my fights in February. So I was just like, okay, you know, it's nothing new. Then I got a text from Brandon, and he was like, hey, you know, I see you're a guy, you know, I've seen a couple of your fights. You're a guy who'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. And I'm looking to go in there, and I wanted to fight. And he was just like, you know, if you want to fight, you know, you come up to Plymouth, you fight. Is that something you're looking for? And I was just like, okay, let me look at the promotion. So I was just like, I looked at the promotion, you know, I YouTubed it and everything. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I noticed one of the guys, Peter Barrett was on it, and I was just like, oh, okay, Peter Barrett, you know, I followed him in UFC, so I was just like, okay, if Peter Barrett's on it, it must be a really good promotion. Then as soon as I started talking with Michael and he was discussing everything, I was just like, you know what, Cage Titans sounds very legit. Like, at first, Cage Titans was not on my radar. It was not on my radar, but I'm actually glad now that I actually could go up there, I could compete in Plymouth, I compete in front of the Cage Titan fans, and honestly, I'm just really stoked about it. I know Brandon's really excited to fight me. Honestly, it's an honor that he reached out to me and he wanted to fight, and like I told him, I'll gladly accept it.
Yeah. Now, this is the first time you've traveled outside of New York to fight?
No.
Oh no, so you've been elsewhere.
Yeah. I've been fought in multiple promotions. I fought for Jackhammer Promotions, Cage Wars, Full Contact Promotions, Ground Force fights. I've been around. I've been around,
definitely. And so, what about the man to your left, or maybe he's your right? I don't know if I'm whatever. But Jonathan, how does it feel? You've had a couple competitions under your belt, but how's training going for yourself? I give you the little mic time.
Yeah, you're loud.
Is he more the quiet type?
Come on, Joe.
Honestly, can't even lie. It's going well. Feels good, but even more excellent. Cause
yeah,
why not?
He's starstruck, huh?
I mean, I ain't even that.
He's not merely. He's usually a little camera shy.
This is like Jay and Silent Bob over here.
All right, there he is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm high as fuck right now. Sorry.
So we know who's the non-shy one. Gage is definitely the talker. Gage, what can we expect from you and your teammates here? Somebody from Cage Titans. Obviously, it's your first trip out here. For the fans, what could they expect out of you guys and your teammates?
Oh man, I'm not even gonna lie. We're from New York, so we're basic sluggers. So most of our matchups, we looked at with Jonath and our other guy Josh. We looked at the guys they're facing. Them basically all their fight styles are similar, but like I was telling my teammates, these guys haven't fought in a while, so expect the unexpected. They may come out swinging. They may come out with some real submission games. You may never know in the fight game. Anything can happen in a matter of a split second. So mostly with the Cage Titan fans, just expect everything. The mindset is to go the distance and give everybody a show.
Thanks, Team OC.
There you go. So that's his hype man. Yeah, he's just gonna throw like the little. He's gonna just throw like the little sound effects in there.
Yeah. He's the hype man until he's the fight man. That's.
No, I had some fun. You know what? This is cool because we always talk about Table Titans. It's about getting to know the fighters.
Everybody is welcome, and here we have a team of people fighting one of the most hometown-friendly gyms in South Shore Sport Fight. They always pack the house, including Memorial Hall. So, yeah, anytime that we have fighters that don't have as much exposure, we want them on the show. So thank you guys again for just tuning in and getting your names out there. This is what it's all about. And if you guys have any sponsors or shout-outs that you guys want to proclaim right here to the Table Titans fan base?
Yes, shout out to the rest of Team Go UFC. We represent our sponsors, Fight Life. We got all T-shirts and everything coming out. Also, just everybody in New York that's really supported us through the years.
Show that one more time, please.
Show that shirt again. We just zoomed in on you.
Fight Life.
Oh, I like it.
Fight Life.
All right.
So our game. So basically, our purpose is like, what's your purpose as a fighter? So basically, our goal is obviously to make it to the top. Out of the whole team, I have the most experience. So I try to put guys under my wing, let them get to the top, and let's see. So, but mostly everybody in New York or everybody who's actually watched us throughout the years, we honestly thank you for the support. Mostly for me, like this year makes 5 years that I've been fighting. So I've actually want to thank everybody for the love and the support and everything. And I honestly, I'm just waiting to see my guys in there. Honestly, my fight, I'm used to it. It's just these guys is their first time traveling. So I'm really excited for them.
Team OC squad. Yeah, squad.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. And we're gonna have some fun, and we will see you guys in a few short weeks. Your hype man, does he got anything left to say?
You?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, we about to turn up. And we about to have fun and do us, man. I mean, not even gonna lie.
What are you talking about?
Do it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Everything.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
I thought that was good, man. He did good. That was good. That was good.
Absolutely, man.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys in a few weeks on February 5th, and we look forward to it. And thank you guys for taking the time out tonight.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, guys. All right. There you go. They're having some fun with it.
For sure.
This is what's great.
The Jay and Silent Bob of New York,
So-
right there. That was that's how it perceived to me. Gage just took the wheel and just went. He's one of the more experienced guys out there, taking all these fighters under the wing. A great story for them to just become the traveling road crew.
And you know what's fun about it is because we talk about yes, it's about fighting in the cage and about getting you experience. But one big thing about Cage Titans that I've always said, it's about getting you reps in everything that surrounds MMA. Whether we have when we have the back room set up for them to do their post-fight interviews, when we have the stage set for the weigh-ins, we want these guys to not only prepare themselves, in the fighting art of actually fighting when the cage door closes, but everything that surrounds it. Because MMA is a business and it's entertainment. So, Jonathan there, at first he doesn't even want to be on the camera, and then by the end, he's having a little fun with it. And then who knows, 2 or 3 fights down the line, he'll be front and center setting up interviews all the time. So it's nice to see the progression. I remember when I went out with Richie and Jay Perrin to the Contender and Peter Barrett, a couple of the guys like pulled them aside. Was like, hey, you guys are pretty comfortable on the mic. Like, have you done this before? And they're like, this is all we do. We do commentary with Gage Titans. We do post-fight interviews in the back room. We do Table Titans where we interview. So, like, this is just so important, and it's nice to see. Like, so, like, they might look back a few years from this and think of this as their goofy first interview. And some people might be like, oh, they're not as polished as some of the others, but that's what they're going to
It's just like fighting. It takes repetition. It takes practice. I look at Table Titans from when we were first starting, and it's just complete buffoonery, and it's just been getting better and better. Sometimes, like, you get off weeks, and you just got to keep on going at it. You can keep participating in these interviews, and you're just naturally going to get better and attain those skills, those speaking skills, be less and less shy in front of the camera. So yeah, good for them.
I guess
a young camp out there in New York, and they're all calling in and trying to get the exposure early.
And
so.
he was